Yeah, hello everyone. We are live on YouTube. So today we have Yashika and Vedant with us. They will be sharing us their journey in open source. Hope you all are excited for the session. So just let us know in the chat how excited you all are. Yeah, I can see the emojis of some people. It's quite awesome. So now we can start with the introduction of Vedant and Yashika. So, Yashika, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. Myself, Yashika Jotwani, and I'm a final year CSE undergrad from GGITS, Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. And I was a past Google Summer of Core Student Developer with OpenWisp and an MLH Fellow with a Solana Organization, and also like a Github Extern with Suborbital. And apart from this, I love taking part in hackathons and contributing to open source projects. Thank you.
Yeah, Vedant, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so hey everyone, myself is Anjan. I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree in computer science branch from GGITS Jabalpur. I have worked as a developer in Google Summer of Code with CircuitVerse organization. Also worked as a technical writer intern in Google Season of Docs with Palindoes of Foundation. I'm enthusiastic about open source technology, web development, and hackathons. So yeah, hey everyone.
Yeah, I can see emojis of the people in the chat. Yeah, Yashika, you can share your screen.
Yeah, one second.
Till then, I just want to share that if you haven't connected with them, you can follow them on Twitter. I just added their link in the description as well. So they guys are doing just amazing work in open source.
Is my screen visible?
No. Yep, it is.
Yeah. So, like Vedant, you can go ahead.
Okay, sure. So, as we are here to talk about open source, so first of all, as we know that like Google Summer of Code is coming up, so let's start with GSoC or Google Summer of Code. So, in simple words, like you have seen, like what is Google Summer of Code in Google, but in a simple words, it is an open source program hosted by Google, in which open source organization come in and take part and match with the contributors for their respective projects. So first of all, it is not intern at Google or something like you are going to work under the Google developer. It's just like you are going to work with the organization in Google Summer of Code umbrella. So talking about GSoC, like the timeline. So first of all, as we know, like the organization forms are already started. So first of all, the organization submission opens. Then after that, like Google review the organization and their projects they wanted to submit in the particular respective season. And after that, organization and projects are being announced in the public in Google Summer of Code website. After that, contributors like us who want to be a contributor in a particular project can start with that and can discuss their ideas with the respective organization for respective project. After that, there is a project proposal submission round, like that also a deadline. I guess it's mid of April. And after that, like 1 month after, Google and the organization review your profile, your proposal, and all candidacy, and all the official contributors are being announced by the Google in the Google Summer of Code website. And after 1 to 2 weeks, your coding period start and the fun begins. So yeah, that is much about the timeline. Let's go ahead. Yeah. So, these are some of the important things like when and how should I start, because it is customization for everyone of you. So, let's talk about my journey. Then Yashika could share her journey. So, I also applied for Google Summer of Code in 2021 for Chromium organization. Unfortunately, I was rejected in that, but I really got to learn about open source technology because I was a beginner at that time, and I really got to know about what is open source, where work, and I got to know like about my interest, like where I wanted to go ahead. And after that, I started with CircuitVerse organization. Like actually, like there was a program called Open Source Day. It is a one-day program where like you are going to pair up with some of the organization, and in that organization, luckily I got paired up with the CircuitVerse. So I contributed to that. I like raised my first PR, got merged, and after that I got to know about okay, CircuitVerse also take part in GSoC. So let's start with it to be a part of GSoC next year. So I started my contribution in CircuitVerse around I guess August 2021, and like continuing my journey after 6 months, like I discussed my proposal with the mentors, and fortunately got selected in that. So yeah, that is about my journey. Let's start with Yashika's.
Yeah, so like Vedant said, I also looked for the organization in the year 2021, and I found one organization like Zulip, and I started contributing. But the products that they have were like very big, and there were a lot of contributors to that organization. And because of that, because I was just starting out, and my contributions were less as compared to the other participants. That's why at that time I realized like I need to work more, and it would not be beneficial. Like this is not the right time to apply for the project and make a proposal, because I don't have that much in like contributions. At that time I thought in that way, and I thought like okay, now let's continue contributing to any other organization, or particularly this organization, and we can think of applying in next year, like in 2022. And and from there, like I just contributed to other organizations, and I looked for other organizations, and also worked on like Django framework. So at that time, during Hacktoberfest, I found about OpenWisp, and then I started contributing to that organization. I did not think of like okay, I'll definitely apply next year in 2022, but that's how it started. I started contributing to open source. I got a lot of mentorship from the org admin and other participants that were contributing, and eventually I had a lot of contributions, and I was like active member in that community. And like in GSoC 2022, I thought of making a proposal on a particular project. I discussed with the mentors, and they also found like my contribution valuable at that time. So yeah, like that's how I applied to OpenWisp, and yeah, my proposal got selected.
Awesome. So, right, like, it was nice, like, both of us journey, like it is usually to be like, you got to know about open source organization, you start contribution and got paired up with that. Like, I guess that is the best, the best way to grab your seat in the GSOC, because contribution take, a tremendous percent of selection. It is very important if you like if the organization is new, it is another case. But if the organization is reapplying for the GSOC, and most of the organization just reapply for the GSOC, and I guess most of the contributors who have given their time and contributed to the organization got selected. Of course, like some of like valuable proposal got selected, but like as far as I have seen, you must have contribution to organization and for a respective project, right? So let's talk about what is contribution and how you should start and what to focus on. So first of all, I guess quality over quantity. It is the fundamentals of the proposal, like sorry, fundamentals of the contribution. So like let's share a story. Like there was like I got selected for the main platform improvement in the CircuitVerse organization, and it's based on Ruby on Rails. So on my time, like when I was contributing, there was another guy who was also contributing, and we had like a very, like healthy competition and not a competition, but we had a healthy contribution to the CircuitVerse. But comparatively, I had, like quality PRs. Like I had a different domain PR. Like I have worked on active jobs, I have worked on a models, another another things, but he had worked on just UI part. So I guess like that was the basic, it's a mentor see your progress exponentially, right? Like I started worked on UI, then I got jumped into the JavaScript, I jumped into the models, I jumped into the active jobs. So like after sometimes I had a full-fledged idea of how CircuitVerse is working and how this particular repository is meant to be, all right. So I guess that is very important. And after that, he before just the contribution, before just the proposal start, I just counted it. It's not correct. I don't know, but he had a merge PR around 30, and I had merge PR of around 18 to 20, right? I don't know the numbers, but I'm just sharing it. But I got selected because maybe I had a quality contribution because I have worked on a different domains. I challenge myself with the different issues. It should not be like always good first issue. It should be like a challenging issue after a while. So I would suggest you should always grab a next issue comparatively harder than you're working right now, right? Because it will express your progress exponentially, right? And yeah, like also review other PRs because you get to know how other person or other contributor implement a particular functionality. So it will help you to enhance your functionality as well. So of course, and also help others in the community because it should not be like you are just working on your own. It is community, so you should always have a build up, a build up attitude, like you are just contributing to the organization. It should not be like a personal or something. So I guess that is very important. You should always grab a meeting in the community. You should also attend the meeting, and it is you should always help other people. Like for example, many of the contributors came in and they had a setup issue, so just help them if you know about it, because it will reflect the community and it will of course enhance the community in a better way. So yeah, that is from my side regarding contributions.
Yeah, I totally agree with Vedant. Like quality matters. Like when you start contributing to the organization, they also don't expect like you can solve a medium level issue or a hard level issue. But yeah, in starting, you just get to work on some good first issues. But after a while, when you get a like hold on the concepts and what a particular file or folder structure or what a particular module is working and contributing to a to the particular organization, then the mentors or the other admins expect that you should start taking a medium level issues, because at that time they think like, okay, a particular contributor has a growth mindset and is able to learn and contribute to new and bigger level things, because then only if you get selected at that time, you would not get good first issues. Basically, you will get a new project to work upon. So always keep that in mind, like taking medium level issues. And also, like, yeah, exponential learning, as what Vedant explained. Getting involved in the community matters, because like being active in the community and sharing your progress, and like sharing what in which issue you're working on, what things you did and resolved in the issue, like sharing solutions, and also like taking feedbacks. Okay, this is my solution. If anyone can find better solution, they can help me. Like sharing and like making yourself an active member would like impact a lot about your personality and your contributions. Then also review other PRs. Basically, if a particular contributor is contributing from a long time, then you can see how their coding style is, how they write commit messages and everything. That can help you personally, because like looking at the others code can actually help a lot. And helping others in the community matters, because like you can also get stuck in somewhere in the issue or in other particular thing. So it is better to help and create that friendly environment, so that it can help everyone in the community. Yeah. Vedant, you can talk about the proposal.
Yeah, okay. So about the proposal, I guess it will be, it will be taking as a resume for your whole GSOC journey, because like it is the, it is the way mentor judge you for the, or select you on the basis of the proposal only for a particular project. So what is proposal? A proposal is nothing but, you can say, a descriptive way of how you are going to solve a particular problem mentioned by the mentors in a particular project. So, for example, my project was a main platform improvement, and it had like they just mentioned six features they want to implement in this particular season and in this particular project. So I just worked on it, and I just create a doc in which I mentioned how I am going to solve this particular feature. For example, I'm going, like, there was a feature like in which we need to replace a particular gem, for example, activity notification gem to another notification, right? So I implemented it, and I implemented in my own, like, tested it, and I just assured them like this particular solution is going to work. And I just mentioned it in the proposal with a very neat way. I described every aspect like that need to be, and I just reviewed the proposal with the mentors, and they really judge it. And uh, like, I guess, like, after the proposal, like, you have draft a particular proposal, the review from the mentors really plays a lot of I guess plays a really vital role in this, because like, before the submission, you got after reviewing the particular proposal, you get to know like what really mentors want from you, right? What they are looking forward in the proposal. So you get a sense, okay, like, they wanted this particular changes, I guess this is particular changes is not they want this particular thing, right? So let me just implement this particular thing. So I got to know about, okay, what mentors really want. And actually there was five mentors in my project, so I reviewed sequentially with them. So my proposal got filtered five times, and I guess, like, there was a first iteration and my final proposal was a different level. And yeah, like, yeah, review proposal is very important for you, because it will help you to understand what a mentors really want, right? And yeah, like, as I have as I have said, like, contribution is going to be really important thing. So do mention your contribution in the community, like what you have contributed, all the PRs listed. And After that, a timeline is really very important, because timeline is nothing but, like, as we know, like, GSoC is really very strictly timeline program. So, like, mentors, what they want, like, they want, like, the particular project need is to be complete in a particular timestamp. So every feature, if they have listed, they know like how it will take time to solve a um, particular features. So you just need to get a sense like, okay, this will be a particular feature and this need a particular time. So you just need to mention it in a timeline. And yeah, like, timeline is also very important thing. Yeah, I guess, yeah, that is much about proposal from my side. And if there is any, I will share my proposal with Bhavna, and she can just add it into the description. That will help you for a reference.
Yeah, like same from my side. Basically, like as Vedant said, proposal is a basic description about your project and how you're going to implement it, and also like you are giving a basic structure and an implementation to the organization admins, like how you will work. And the time, from my side, the timeline plays most important role, because at that time only you will get a hold on, like because at whenever you will implement a particular feature, um according to that only, like the admin would be able to like judge you. Okay, so this person is implementing these particular things. So like timeline and the description of each, and because the project, whenever there's a project for the organization, it's a large project, and you just break it down to multiple steps. And like from my experience, I also gave GitHub just link in that I shared some amount of code. Like I implemented some parts of the different issues that made up the whole project. And that's how you can give the timeline thing, and you can share if there is some code, or so you can make some videos, or you can share some images. If there is any UI feature, you can just share images. Or you can also mention from like I was working on some charts thing, so I mentioned like I'll use this particular library for the charts thing. So yeah, do your own research and mention each and everything that is possible, so that it is like more clear, and the project mentors and you are on the same page of understanding various different things of a particular project. And yeah, mention. And if you have like certain dates when you are busy or something like that, or you have exams to mention that also, because it's easier for them to understand then. And it would not create a pressure on you at that time. Also mention the time when you would available for a day, so that they can also if they want to talk to you personally or have a meeting with you, so you are both comfortable with that time. And getting your proposal review is the most important thing, because the first proposal I just documented was not as same as my final proposal. And I get it reviewed from the mentor only, and he suggested to add some points because it was not that much clear. And yeah, basically getting reviewed proposal or really plays an important role, because after getting selected, they will just see, okay, you have mentioned these steps, you will work on a particular issue first and you will prioritize some issues. So that matters, and also how much time it will take to solve a issue. So after getting selected, they will obviously create a Kanban board, in that they will write the issues and such that. So yeah, the timeline and proposal plays an important role in your selection. Yeah, Vedant, you can. uh, Vedant, I guess you are not audible to me.
Hello.
Yeah, you're audible now.
Yeah. I was saying like you should go ahead with this.
Okay, so other open source programs include MLH Fellowship, and I guess you all might know MLH Fellowship. It's a basically there are two types of MLH Fellowship. One is the prep one, and one is the main fellowship. Prep fellowship is for 21 days, and it is also like a basic program where you will get selected, and you will be working within a pod of 12 to 15 members. In that you will be assigned different projects to work on. There would be an internal hackathon, and it's a fun part to be in there. And also the main fellowship, there are multiple organization. As I was selected for, I was matched for Solana Labs, so I worked on a Web3 project, such that there are some organizations that take part in MLH fellowship. And as per the requirements and the internal matching surveys, the student gets matched to certain different organizations, and then they work on that project. So basically it is also the same. You will be working in a pod, and there would be a goal that would be set, okay, after 3 months you have to complete that particular project. And there would be issues assigned. So yeah, you will all work a particular pod. Like in my case, our pod was divided in three groups, each 5 members, and we were assigned different projects of Labs only. And yeah, that's how it worked. And it is like a very fun and interactive program. You meet a lot of new people and from around the world, and you make contributions. You have fun meetings. And also like it's very beneficial, like in that the communication and the collaboration played a very important role, because before also I did my internship, but I was not really communicating. But here there are a lot of fellows, and you can talk about their journey. There is like one-to-one meeting. You can do that. You can do one meeting with the pod leader, and yeah, it's very fun. There is a Friday game night, and yeah, it is fun. And I would like Vedant, you should talk about Google season of dogs.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, about Google Season of Docs, it's like similar to GSoC. You can, it's not compare, but like it's similar. So it's basically for technical write interns. So it's also open source program where organizations who want to complete their technical writing blogs or documentation, they come in and take part and submit their proposal ideas. And after that, Google announces the like selected organization with their respective idea, and like technical just go ahead and contact with the mentors of the respective projects. And after that, like it is not similar to like the hiring process here is very different. It's like it's internally, because like they need experienced candidate. It's not basically for beginners, like I have just heard these things. So but it is not for beginners, I would say. But you can of course try. And in my case, what happened, like I just messaged mentors that they mentioned in the proposal, in the project proposal. And I just contact them with a mail, and they reverted it with giving me an assignment. I submitted it, and they had like another assignment after that. Like I had two assignment, and after that, they like I shared my experience in technical writing. Like I've also contributed to CircuitVerse in some of the readme.md files. I also have made blog post in the dev.to and Medium. So I just and they really liked it. And yeah, fortunately, I got selected. So yeah, like, and you can see like there are different ways you can select in the GSOD, but it is not a, like it's not a GSOC, something like crystal clear hiring. So I would say like for this, you should start with the technical writing blogs, because it is going to be, judging factor for you. Because if you had technical writings blog, so mentors are going to judge you on the basis of that, I would say. So yeah, I guess Google Season Docs is majorly for technical writing. Summarizing this, yeah. Yashika, you go ahead with the GitHub extension.
Yeah. So first of all, I want to clear, like at this time, in 2022, this program was live, and I got an opportunity, like with suborbital organization. But at this time, I don't think so. Like GitHub externship is like available. And so yeah, at that time this was a program for like third year and fourth year students. So in this program, basically there were multiple organizations that registered themselves, or they were in this externship program. And the students were like said to contribute, were like said to to make a proposal, because these organizations were listed with some of their projects. And we had a chance to make up to four proposals for different organizations or different projects, basically. So like I have the authority to like make four proposals for different organizations. So I did, and for two of the organization, I got an interview opportunity. And in that organization, because I was contributing to open source before that, so like I did mention all my open source contributions and my projects. And also like for the suborbital organization, I because I was knowing, okay, this organization is participating in externship program, I joined their Discord community and communicated with them. And also like I was interested in their product, such that I did local setup. And basically like they thought like, okay, I'm interested. And also I mentioned all my interests. And yeah, that's how like My interview went well with that organization, and eventually I got selected in that. It was also a 3 month program in which we worked on the project.
Cool.
But then you know talk about LFX.
Yeah, I don't think so. We haven't got in here much, but I guess like LFX mentorship and Outreachy is another programs that are basically focused on the open source. LFX mentorship is more focused on DevOps project. I guess like Docker, Kubernetes, and Outreachy program is basically for unbiased group. As I have heard about it, like for girls or something. But yeah, anyone can try it out, and it is also based on the open source. Yeah, that is much about
Yeah,
an open source program. Yeah.
yeah, outreach is for underrepresented group. Like if you have faced some discrimination,
Yes.
because its application says like that. If you have faced some discrimination in your country and in the tech field, or like yeah, you can just write about your personal experiences, and if they'll fit, if they'll like feel like you are fit for the program, and you should get an opportunity. And it's also very amazing program. So yeah, its applications are also like live now, so you can
Yeah.
just take a look on that. Yeah.
Yes. I guess only GitHub externship is not there, but out of five, all
Yeah.
four are live actually right now. So you can just try and apply it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome presentation. I just lost in the conversation of both of you. So now we can discuss with the doubts and all.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So let me just see ping in the chat. So the first out we have how to know the chances of a project to get a slot.
Okay, I guess you are talking about MLH, and I would say like it totally depend on first come and first serve basis because actually I was also MLH Prep Fellow, and before that I got rejected I guess 10 to 11 times in that. So and the reason was valid because of the project. They really had a very compressed and very tight schedule, and they just wanted to get they like check all your background, and obviously like JavaScript, JavaScript projects are comparatively higher chance to many of the developers just use JavaScript. Like for my example, so I submitted my proposal in JavaScript, and I also preferred a technology stack as JavaScript to work on any project if I got selected. So I guess that was the reason because they just moved any of the guy and just booked them up. So yeah, like it totally depend. It is not concern, and I would say if you really wanted to get a slot, just apply as early as possible because this time I guess they because due to the recession, the MLH main program, many of the seats were not available. Before it is like I just calculated because I also applied for this some spring season as well. So it was around 150 seats previous program, I
The
guess in the
batch.
fall, but in this program they just got 30 slots. So we can't do anything because it's on their hand, and you just need to accept the flaw, and you just need to go ahead with that. So I would say apply as soon as you can, but until you get the mail that you are going to be an MLS fellow, you don't expect anything from them because it's very
Yeah.
uncertain. Because they really had a lot of applicants, and anything could happen. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say like last year when I applied for MLH prep, there was around 3,000 to 4,000 application for the same.
More than
So
that,
I would say it's quite
Mm-hmm.
competitive.
right?
Yeah, like everyone wants to get into it.
I read a states of 2021. It was around 40,000 applicants applied for the MLS main program, and only 150 got selected. So it's not in a point or something to count in. So it's
Yeah.
very uncertain, and I would say just stick with it and don't expect anything from them. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I just see on the Twitter, lots of people get rejected due to not matching survey and
Mm,
things and all.
yeah.
Same here.
Yeah, same thing here. How should a beginner can contribute to GSoC? So it's
Um,
not all about GSoC, but I think you guys can take it more clearly.
Right. Yeah, like I guess you can start with contributing to, but not particularly GSOC. I guess you are talking about organization in the GSOC that that participate in the GSOC. So you can start with contributing in good first issue. Many organization, like for example, like when GSOC got announced, organization like those who want to apply for the GSOC, they just start with this particular process because I am in the part of the core team in the CircuitVerse, and we also discussed that okay, CircuitVerse, let's also participate in this season as well. So we discussed and we compile all the project and we started making the good first issue so that new contributors come in. So I would say like there are many good first issue in the organization for you guys, so that you feel welcoming in the organization, so that you should not think overwhelming while solving a particular issue. So just start with the good first issue, and if there are not, it's okay. You can also like chat in the community. You can ask your doubt. You can suggest anything you want to. So it is also like a very major contribution, because if you're suggesting something, maybe you got a chance to work on it. So it's like you're just opening your issue, and you're working on that. So I guess yeah, you can just go ahead and start with the good first issue. Just clone the repo, start with the localizing it, and yeah, I guess that is much.
Yeah, the first step is definitely that if an experienced person would also like see a particular organization, he would also look into the basic for good first issues only, because he's also new to the code. And obviously the code is for in the beginning it's overwhelming, and because it has been built over years, and anyone cannot just understand it in 1 or 2 days or a month also. So the first step should be like basically to start and get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, like you need to be have patience about it. You need to give it a time. It's not 1 or 2 hour thing. Trust me, like you should have a attitude of not giving up. Like let's just start with it. And I guess the first step is really very difficult. Just if you are just like raised an issue of PR now, so you will feel very confident, and after
Yeah.
that you're not going to worry about any of the PR. So I guess like just start with it. That is the only
Mhm.
thing I would say.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with this particular point. Like when a peer got merged and you guys are working on that for a lot of long time,
Right.
then it
Mhm.
makes sense and feel as happy as well. Like when the
Yeah.
peer got merged.
Right.
Yeah.
So good for first issue, a simple issue, and they're easy to solve. Yeah.
Yep.
So as Outreachy application are open now, does we need to have a well skill set of that particular project?
I would say if it is good, you had, because I don't know about outreach.
No, like in Outreachy, the first there is an initial application. In that initial application, you just have to mention about your eligibility, or like if you have like been a past GSoC fellow and all, like the basic stuff. And it does not just ask about your like tech stack or the previous internships. It just asks about your basic eligibility, and your like how many hours you will be able to work, and how like you identify yourself as a woman and other categories. And then you have to just fill the questions like I like mentioned. It is as it is for the underrepresented group. So like if you have faced any discrimination, so basically that's the stuff that you have to submit. And there is nothing such that a thing like after your initial applications get selected, then it comes the phase like where there are multiple organization, and then you have to I'm also not sure, but then you have to make a proposal or so, or make contributions. So for the first step, it's not mandatory that you need to have a particular tech stack or something.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, exactly. Agree with Yashika points. Like in Outreachy application, we have lot of project that really do not require the coding knowledge and all. Like if you have experience in writing anything, then you can still then participate in Outreachy. It's a good program for
Yeah,
underrepresented group, I would say.
yeah.
So any other questions, folks? So one question that we have in the chat, like how much contribution that we need to do as a beginner to get selected in GSoC?
Mm, um, I would say as much as you can, but just go ahead with the quality thing. Like you should not be having a PR, like 10 PR of just UI. If you had a 2 or 3 PR of any other tech stack that needs a high logic, so I guess that is much and more enough, because in the GSoC project you're not going to work on only on the UI part. They need one person solve a particular problem, that a particular contributor that had a good problem solving skill. So I would say you're going to like I would not say like UI is not good. I would say like it's not a challenging task, like when you have a really good competition in the field. So I would say if you just working on just UI part, it is not going to, like, like until and unless you feel a challenging, I would say it is not going to work out for you. You should challenge yourself with different issue and different type. So there is not a particular limit of PRs you need to get merged before selection, but I would say just work on quality PRs.
Yeah, same. The quantity does not matter to get selected, even if you make a particular PR of a like big and large issue that solves a priority task or something like that. And yeah, that also like matters.
Yeah, just want to add like just do not do open source for getting sake
Yeah,
selected in particular program because
Yeah,
it is not about that. Like once you
totally
get into open source now, then you do not need to look back. Like the
right,
learning that you have is quite awesome. Like
right.
I'm
yeah. Like
Totally agree.
so any internship. Yeah, open source give you a lot of opportunity. Like I would say, like recently I got a role, and it's basically because of my GitHub profile and open source.
yeah, it opens your like door to many other opportunities, and yeah, it's a good thing to just contribute and help in the community.
Right.
Any other question, folks?
Which kind of
One question I yeah
which kind of projects I should make to get an internship? Um, I would say it should not be, like I don't know, like you can just go ahead with the tech stack you had. Like for example, I had a web technology. I love it, and I like in my resume only, like I have listed my web technology project only, but I have not listed projects that I have made from the tutorial, like Amazon clone or Netflix clone. It should be something that you have built on your own. It can be anything. For example, I worked on a resume maker app, and that was all my idea. So like I'm proud of it, and I just show it up because it was my creation, and that is what you call a project that you have built, right? It should not be copy pasted from someone around,
yeah
because I guess these particular thing you are going to feel proud of. So yeah, I would say being honest about it, just mention the project that you have created on your own. It can be any idea. It can be reference, like there are many resume maker websites, but what I have made, it was my idea and my creation. So yeah, she also, like I have seen her project. It is also awesome. Like she also did with me the idea behind it, and it was quite amazing idea. And I would say like just go ahead with something that I am learning burn stack. Yeah, like either I also worked on burn stack, so I would say like that is a really cool.
yeah like if you're looking for like full stack opportunities, full stack development opportunities, you should have one full stack project, basically with a good front end and a back end in any language as you prefer. And also like if it is deployed, and like you should consider everything that a full stack developer should know. And if you integrate all that things to your project, so it gives a great chance for you to discuss it with like in an interview, if you are having one for full stack development. So like the interview will get everything about you, like okay, you have integrated this particular thing for like testing or for automating tests, or like you have deployed in a particular platform, you have dockerized it. So yeah, it gives you like a better chance for you to get selected.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, another question in the chat, like how did you folks start off the open source contribution? Asking because I am the kind of starting contributing, but I am afraid of the vastness of the space.
Yeah, like it is totally acceptable, I guess, because open source programs, like if you talk about GSoC organization, it really had a overwhelming repository and code. When I started with it, like I also feel very overwhelming, like, but like I also see like one of the video in the YouTube only about GSoC, and he also said that just start with it and you will feel confident about it, like on the way. And I would say just start with it. And coming to your question, like how did I start with it? So as I discussed, like I got paired up with CircuitVerse in open source day program. It is a 1 day program for open source where you are going to get paired up with one of the organizations. So fortunately, like CircuitVerse also participated in that program, and I got paired up with them. So I worked on one particular issue. My PR got merged, and then I got to know about CircuitVerse background about GSoC, and I started my contribution in that and stick to the organization. And if you talk about open source, like here I talk about GSoC and CircuitVerse, but if you talk about my open source journey, so I started with Girl Script Summer of Code. So that was my first program that got me, that got me the start of the open source. Like there was like basic projects, but at that time it was also overwhelming for me, like 2 years back. But that's how we start and that's how we learn. Everyone here is newbie, I guess. Like sorry, everyone here was a newbie at one particular time. So yeah, that was my
Yeah,
story.
definitely.
Yeah, just want to add, like when I started contributing in one organization, I remember the name Athu Pilot. I just take around 1 week for setting up the code on my local system. So it will take that much
Yeah,
time.
it took me
No
1 month
worries in
for the
that.
Circuitous to set up. So
Yeah, no issues.
totally acceptable.
Yeah.
So how should I aim for GSOD? Just this year, I had started writing content or blogs now.
Yeah, that's very great, I guess. Like you started writing blogs, so I would say that is really very awesome. And coming to your question, how should you start with the GSOD? So I guess GSOD also have announced the program in the 2023. So like in the timeline, you can see like where in which time like organization are going to be publicly open and the project. So you can just go ahead with them and you can just talk to the mentors how you are going to like how they are going to hire you. And I would say like when the organization are being announced, just go in the repo and just start with the documentation content in them, so that they had a better understanding of your open source contribution. So that will help like that will help them to judge you on the basis of the contribution. Because I guess like GSOD is more specifically for little bit experienced people. So if you had experience in open source, you know about Git and GitHub, you know about how to contribute in the repo, you know about writing blogs, you're good to go with that, I guess. So yeah, you can just start with that.
Yeah, awesome. Like, if you guys thinking of getting into or participating in GSOC, I would say just go through the Vedant do it. They share recently. I personally like it. Like it's really awesome. Got to learn all the things at one place.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I'm not seeing any more question in the chat. Like if you guys have any more question, you can directly reach out them on Twitter because they guys are more active there. And apart from that, thanks Vedant and Yashika for giving us the time and participating in this podcast. I personally got to learn a lot of things from you folks. And I would say thank you very much. And if you have any doubt, you can directly reach out to me or Yashika or Vedant in case of anything.
Thank you
And
so much, Bhavna, for inviting us. It was pleasure
Yeah,
talking to you. And yeah, like if
yeah.
you guys have anything, you can just ask us out. And yeah, like Bhavna is also doing a great thing, so just subscribe to our channel as well.
Yeah, thanks for joining and yeah,
yeah, follow us on Twitter and subscribe to the channel. Like if you like the content, and we will come with another podcast on next Saturday. So thank you very much, guys.
thank you everyone.
Thank you everyone for joining.